Hi everyone, welcome to the third and final part of our weekly planner video for this lovely toucan from Magical Jungle. What I'm going to do with you today is I am going to show you one leaf, the branch and some other flowers, and then leave you to finish. My plan is that all of the leaves are going to use the same colours and the same technique, because I really want the toucan to stand out, and so we're going to do that. What I am also going to do is finish the toucan's tail. I didn't finish the tail, so we might just do that first, but I need to just remind myself what colour I actually used for the rest of the toucan. So it looks like I'm just looking back actually on a video that I recorded, that I've actually put up ready to show you. So I used Hooker's Green for the green on the main part of the toucan. So I'm going to just do that on the tail. I'm just going to show you, zoom in to his tail. There we go, that's probably enough. What I'm going to do is just go around the edge of each of these little squares with the Hooker's Green. And really just do like a border. It's a very small space on those edge ones. On this one I will fade it in just a tad, but again it's still not a huge space, so we haven't got that much room, and this one seems smaller, oddly. Anyway, you do that Hooker's Green, just as I say, just as a border, and then in the centre go in with the other green that we used, which I'm just looking was the light phthalo green. Oh, it was this one, yeah, the light phthalo green. So we'll just fill in that space. I'm not going to leave any white. There's just not enough room. Just fill it in. And I'm just doing it green because it's far away from the green up there. There we go. Okay, so that's just a quickie. Now we're going to do the branch. I may only do a part of it just because I've got a lot to get through in this video. So the branch, brown to start with. It's quite a dark brown for the bottom. So this is the burnt umber. I don't know if you can see. And I'm going to just do a line all the way along the bottom. I want it to be quite dark so it looks quite shadowy, but just bring it up a little bit in a lighter hand so we can start to sort of blend it into the next colour in a moment. Now we need this to stand out from the background because we've got sort of orangey browny colours there, excuse me, so we need to make sure it does that, but it should be fine. The background is actually quite pale, it could be made a little bit darker. I think that's okay. I should put that aside and then go in with a lighter tone. Yeah, let's go for this colour. This is the Bistre. I don't know if you can see. And I'm just going to do where I started to reduce my pressure and layers, just cover that. As you can see, this isn't my lightest colour. I will go in with one more. I said I wasn't going to do the whole branch, but it looks like I am. But I will just do a smaller leaf and then it'll take less time to show you that bit. Okay, and I'm just going to do a tiny bit across the top. I find that a little darker bit on the top of anything helps to make it look more rounded. So this branch isn't flat, it's not spherical because it's not a circle, but it's rounded. I can't think of the word, but if there is even a word, but that's how we're going to do it. And our final brown is going to be the raw umber. I can barely see that myself in this light. Again, we've got a very dark morning, so I'm going to go quite dark here and here and then reduce it to the centre with just a light layer, and hopefully that will work and look like we've got a little bit of shine in the middle of our branch, and hopefully make it look a little bit more rounded. Obviously where these leaves are overlapping we can't quite do that. We want a bit of shadow under the leaf. No. So we're just going along. I can hear the roadworks again already outside. It's we don't know how long they're going to be taking doing that road, but it seems to be quite a while. It'll be worth it hopefully, although we're not quite sure how it's all going to work. Apparently it's better broadband for us all, but I don't know whether we'll have to pay extra to get that. Our broadband, I think our broadband is good already, but I leave it to the husband. He knows about these things. I just don't. I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave that just like that. I'm happy. Okay, let's move across now. We have grasses, leaves, flowers, all sorts going on. I am actually going to ignore this side totally. I'm going to do these leaves in exactly the same way as any leaves on this side. So I will do it and I will put a picture up so you can see it, but I'm not going to do it now on camera. I hope that all makes sense. So what I want to do is to make my flowers look quite different to the bird. I don't want them any of these colours, so purple comes to mind because it's quite different, and maybe a blue that's a dark blue, maybe, but we'll have a go. Now flower wise, I'll show you. Oh, let's get some purples. We don't have tons of purples in this set, and I'm missing one. I don't know where that is. Never mind. So I'm going to start, let me see, we might use the sort of blue violets and Delft Blue, and then and then these purples. I'm trying to get hold of the little critters. They're jumping around in their box. So I'm going to use this sort of range of purples. Okay, so some are a bit bluey. So for this one, we'll do the little one, and the big one will be done in exactly the same way. Sorry, I'm rushing. Slow down. I'm going to start with the Delft Blue. I rather like the Delft Blue colour, and do the darker areas. I'm just going to sharpen it. I'm a bit high adrenaline this morning. It's been a lot went on last night. We had some decisions to make, things to think about. Had to do a lot of relaxation to go to sleep, but having slept on some ideas, I think we've come up with some solutions. I'm not going to personal things discuss it, but it's all fine. It's not directly related to our happy little family, so that's good. It might impact us in the future, but we think we've come up with a solution that will help all, so that's good. I've got to make a few phone calls later and just check out a few bits of information. It's just a bit of a information gathering session to make some decisions, things like that. So that's I'm just throwing my phone across the room. Literally, I picked the phone up and threw it across the room, and because I just thought I may get a phone call, and it's really loud if the phone is next to me, but if my phone is over on my sofa, which is the other side of the room, which is why I threw it, it rings quite quietly in the background, and then it doesn't scare you, and hopefully, and I don't have to edit out that bit of the video, because my son keeps saying, "Mum, you will have to, eventually get used to doing a lot more editing if you want to become a better YouTuber." And I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's just, I like doing the colouring bit. The editing bit is fine, and it's okay. But, I'd rather be colouring. I'm sure we'd all rather be colouring all the time, although at the weekend I was colouring a lot. Sorry, I just got to wipe my nose. I got a blister from colouring so much. So the editing is probably, my hands really thank me because I have a rest. Now I'm thinking of going in now with quite a lot lighter colour. This is number 136. Where's my thing? Here it is, my little booklet. I can tell you what it is in case you're colouring along. 136 is purple violet. Okay, I'll keep my booklet handy. And I'm going to try and just blend in this darker bit. And I will try and, I might make this the final colour for this flower because I think it's really pretty. this colour, and I don't really want to go over it. So what I'm trying to do, it's a very small space, is to go over that dark colour quite hard and then reduce the violet layer on the tip of the petal. Hopefully it will become more apparent on the larger petals as to what I'm doing. Now if you want it to look more three-dimensional than that, you can put another colour in a minute. I think I might do that and show you, because these flowers look really pretty when they look three-dimensional, I think. So I'm going to keep colouring and nattering. But anyway, but my boys were at college today. My son last week, he took Tuesday off. It's actually Wednesday when this video goes out, I think. Anyway, but he's got a chemistry Olympiad today, which I think is really good, because often all the extracurricular activities and awards and things are always sporty, and it's really nice. My kids aren't sporty, they're academic, and it's nice to have some academic opportunities. Basically this afternoon he has 2 hours, I think it is, to just answer chemistry questions. It's not something that's going to count towards his final exam mark or anything, but if he does well he gets a certificate, and it just all looks good that he's had a go at this. He's been doing a little bit of work towards it. He's looked at some sample questions and he's done a little bit of extra reading around, actually on topic, but a little bit of extra reading. So he's going to have a go, and I've sort of said to him, you know, make sure you just chill. It doesn't matter if you don't get your certificate. It's not that important. You know, it's just a bit of fun, and you might get the opportunity to do it again next year. Right, for the shadowing, I'm going to use a grey. Now I often use dark sepia for shadows because it's quite brown. So I'm going to use the Payne's grey, which is a purpley grey. So I felt it would be more appropriate. What I'm going to do is put a little bit in the middle, just a dot really, and then around, just basically on top of Johanna's lines and just beyond them, to just make it look like there's a little shadow under each of the petals, and we get, a more, I think, a more three-dimensional look to our flower. Which I hope will look better. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm just looking in the camera. So I will do just a little bit more there where it's very white. There we go. Now you could, I'm considering this, put a little bit of pink on the end of each of the and it's, but it will it, yeah, I am going to do that. So having said, I'm not going to use any of the colours that are in the toucan. I've changed my mind. I'm going to use the light magenta that we use for the pink on the end of each petal. Actually, I think what that will do is warm up our flower slightly, although pink is a cold colour, but like, I don't, maybe that's the wrong term. It'll brighten it up. I don't know. Anyway, I like this, and it will just match it in. And I think that's going to work. I'm just trying to remember which ones I've done and which ones I haven't. It also just blends everything together a little bit more. We can see less paper through, which isn't necessarily a problem for me, but it might be for others. I'm a bit messy with it. There we go. I think that works. So that is that flower. Now we've got some little teeny flowers. Oh, just one flower and one bud up here. And I'm just going to go in with my, yeah, the mid purple that I used, which was this one. What was it called? 136. Purple violet. I'm just going to do it in purple violet with the Delft Blue centre. I'll show you what it looks like, and then you can decide if it's for you. So I'm going to do quite a hard layer. I'm not going to do any shading. It's quite a small space, and that's that one. We've got a bud here, which is going to be the same, and one there. And the centre of the flower, as I said, Delft Blue. There we go. Simple. Now we have, just looking carefully, the only other flowers we have are the orchids, probably. Okay, so I'm going to start with my Delft Blue again. I'm going to think about the areas of the orchid that I feel will look better if they're darker. And I think this bit here, I'm going to just circle and then bring the colour in so it looks a bit three-dimensional, like almost like it's a sort of rounded bit like a berry or something. I'm trying to remember what orchids actually look like, but I'm just going to do it my way. And this bit as well. So darker around the edge and then lighten it towards the centre a little bit. And then all these dots in this colour. Like that. There we go. Don't worry if you're not 100% in the lines. It's such a dark colour you can't see the line, so if you go over the line it doesn't matter. And I'm going to do these 3 petals in this darker colour, but not completely, I'll show you. I'm going to do them a little bit like the bird, in that I'm going to do a darker colour around the outside, fade that in a little, and then we're going to go in with our lighter one in a minute, like that. So the same on this one. Now for the buds, I might do a similar thing. They're quite small though, aren't they? Just having a look and having a think. Oh, I feel so much better than yesterday. Yesterday my throat got really sore. The children had colds and got over them. I think it's just me fighting it off really. I did make 10 videos yesterday. Yes, I know, but my my customer, I don't know the word, as I'm self-employed, I don't have an employer, said he was going to send me some work last week and he hasn't yet. So I thought I would just get ahead with lots of videos. It also makes me feel better if I'm sort of ahead, you know, so I'm quite a long way ahead now, which makes me feel really cool. Let's do one bud just to show you. So around the edge as well, just like those, like that. Okay, and then we're going to go in with this purple again. I think we're just going to stick with these few colours. I think it will work. So for these, again, just over the edge of here, and then fade it right into the middle, so we've got a really light bit. Oh, it's an industrial monstery noise outside. It's quite funny. I do like it when there's like metallic scraping noises. I think they're obviously digging the road. It's quite funny. There isn't really space to leave white like we did for the bird, but I think it's okay if it looks a little bit different. And the other petals will be slightly different. I'll show you. Yeah, I'm going to use this colour to do, no, just do the middle. It's quite a small space, it's not that visible. It's okay. Oh, something's clicking. While I'm colouring, something's hitting the wall behind my desk and going click, 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 click. Hang on. I'm just going to move a few things because I don't know if you can hear that, but it's annoying me. That's it, it's done now. And things shouldn't be really touching the wall anyway, behind my desk. I just pulled forward my computer. My computer's a little box that sits on my desk. I've got 2 disk drives because the videos are so big, they take up so much room. So I have to have 2 external disk drives just for, I've only been making, how long have I been going? Over a year, I guess. But yeah, they're huge files. So my computer goes, nope, I'm full up. So anyway, I use these massive, huge amounts of terabyte drives to save them on. So I hope you can see what I'm doing. It's really quite simple, I think. Just around the edge. I haven't zoomed in that much, but I think it's okay. And then we are going to go in with the magenta, light magenta. Sorry. And just do this area a little bit. Just go all round. Again, I'm not going to leave white like I did with the bird, because it isn't really going to be shiny, I don't think. I'm just sort of going around over the edge of it, just trying to make it all blend together really and work. And then this one is just going to be this. I'm not doing anything special, I'm just going right over the top. I think that looks quite pretty. Sometimes find purples can look a bit muddy when they blend, but I think that's okay. I just think it's because they seem to be quite grey-like sometimes. A bit muddy. There we go. Now I'm not going to put any of this pink colour on the petals, they're just going to stay darker. And this one will be the same. So where are we now? We're leaves. We're ready for some leaves, I think. So, what should I do? I think I'll do this one. It's a nice easy shape to start with and get you going. Now what I was going to do was do a more earthy green, I said, but the colours of my flowers don't work with an earthy green, I don't think. As I tied together, I used a pink from here. I think I'm going to, oh gosh, hit the tripod. I'm going to use the hooker's green. So I've got a different idea as I've gone along. It's different to what I said. So I'm going to go around the edge of the leaf with this. Now actually with these grasses, I might just do them, and this. Can you see this? It's like a tendril for this plant. I'm just going to use this dark colour. I'm not going to use the lighter colour. And for down here where we've got these little bits. Oh, I've got a butterfly to do, haven't I? See if I remember. So I do in blue, because that'll draw in the last colour from the bird. So what I'm going to do with the leaves is do a dark outside and then fade that in and bring in a different colour. Okay, so it's very similar again to how I've done the petals. I think it's quite nice to do it in a similar way so it ties up. So that I'm just trying to do a faded bit towards the centre. Okay, and now I'm not going to, now with the bird we went straight in with this one. I'm not going to do that. Oops. I'm going to do, there's my missing pencil in the green. It's a blue, it's been popped in with the greens obviously. I'm going to use the dark phthalo green. You have to believe me. I think I'm just going to double check actually. 264, yeah, dark phthalo green. And use that here. And this is quite a bluey green. I am going to go all the way over the top of the hookers because it's a slightly different shade. Like this. And I'm going to go right to the centre, but keep it light. Like that. I'm trying to just tie it all together. And I'm going to do a last layer of emerald green. I think this is the emerald green. Yes, emerald green, you can't read it, too small. Over the top and to finish off. So we are introducing a few new colours into the flowers and leaves, but we're also tying it in with the toucan by using some of the colours that the toucan's got already. That's quite dark. I don't want it that dark. I'm just going to get my eraser. I'm just going to lighten it a bit in the middle. And it's slightly lighter. You don't have to have it this light. I think that's better. But it's going to be tricky until more are done to know exactly what's going to work. Now our little butterfly, yeah, we've used the dark indigo quite a bit on the bird in various places. I'm going to use the dark indigo for the body of the butterfly. It's really small. Is it in shot? Yeah, it's really small, so I'm just going to layer it on. so nothing fancy, just layer it on. Now we want some blue, and for the bird we used cobalt. Did we use cobalt green? Yes, we did. We used cobalt green, which is this. We used bluish turquoise, which is this. For the butterfly, I'm just going to use the dark colour, I think. So we use the bluish turquoise for the whole because it's small. So I'm going to try to make it darker near the body and lighter towards the edge. I know butterflies can be a bit tricky to know what to do with really, but this one's going to be quite plain because it's so small. But I do have actually a playlist of videos of colouring butterflies, so I know some people find them a little tricky. Right, I'm just checking. I think that is probably every element apart from the border. This line that's going all the way around, I'm going to do that black, okay, because we've got the black beak. I think it's just going to pull it together, but I'm not going to do it now. I might do it in pen, but my black Posca is running out, so I don't think I've got a black gel pen, and I'm a bit rubbish with the old fine liners. I might do it in fine liner. I might just do it in pencil. I don't want to do it now because I'll smudge it and it will look revolting. So I'm going to do it off camera. So just tell you, it's just going to be plain heavy layer, really dark. So that's that. So so you can do that. But I'm going to go away and finish this now. I can't wait to actually get stuck in and finish it. And I take a photo. So in a moment the photo would appear, and then you can just check out how it looks and think about whether you want to do it in a similar way. So that is our toucan all finished, well, you know, almost there. So that's him. So I had great fun with that page. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And I hope you've had a go, and I can't wait to see your versions, whether they are anything like this or not. I'm really looking forward to seeing them all, and I've probably seen a few already because people tend to post them a little bit early and have a go already, so that'll be fun. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you have a lovely day, and happy colouring.